What's going on? It's your boy J Period Mixtape Assassin transmitting live from New York in the house with the Herb Magazine edition of the MTV Video Music Awards. Check it out.
What's up? It's your boy Vince P live from Jay-Z's 4040 Club MTV Video Music Awards for Herb Magazine. You got Monique and J Period.
What's up? What's up?
Fresh off the plane.
Fresh off the plane.
What plane did you just get off of?
I just got off a plane from Toronto, which came from a plane from South Africa, which came from a plane from New York for this K9 World Tour, helping to celebrate the release of this mixtape, the Messengers mixtape that we just put out.
Wow, in Africa.
Yes, sir, in the motherland.
Not like the release of Mandela, but a mixtape.
Exactly.
Doing it big.
Yeah, and actually it was my third time in South Africa. I love it out there. I was out there first time with Lauryn Hill as her tour DJ, second time doing a sort of run of clubs, and this time with K9 to support his tour.
Oh, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the project you had to travel to South Africa to release? Has been
we didn't have to travel there to release it, but more to celebrate the release. Yeah, just did this project with K9 called The Messengers, and it's basically me taking remixes or making remixes of Fela Kuti, Bob Marley, and Bob Dylan, three very different kind of artists, and then K9 spitting lyrics over all these beats that I made, and really trying to illustrate the point that both all these artists from different worlds have one thing in common, and that's that they had a message, and also that K9 is really trying to sort of show people what inspired him, and these three artists were three of his biggest inspirations.
Oh, okay. So what are some of your inspirations personally?
I mean, definitely, Fela, Marley, and Dylan are three of my inspirations musically. Right. I mean, as a DJ, guys like Premier, Pete Rock, Prince Paul, there's a long list of DJs that I've been inspired by, and really producers that create whole albums. With my mixtapes, I've tried to create mixtapes that are like albums. You put it in and it plays start to finish. Right. And so anybody that whether it's Outkast or Tribe Called Quest or De La Soul that produced real albums, those are the people that inspire me.
Okay, so you're a MC?
Not an MC, DJ. Although I have been known to get on the mic at a show.
Okay, so. What is that like getting on the mic at the shows? I
mean, a real DJ, it's actually a funny story. I was DJing for Big Daddy Kane in Brooklyn, and I was real quiet. And Scratch, one of the greatest DJs ever, is on stage. I mean, on the side of the stage, and he sends me a text saying, "You want me to get up there and help you hold down the mic?" And this was like 5 years ago, at which point I was like, okay, I need to step my mic skills up. Okay. So, in the tradition of Kid Capri and, and Jazzy Jeff and the great party DJs, just being able to hold down a crowd, as a DJ is very important. So I've tried to improve on that over the years, definitely.
Okay.
I'm loving the old school, like the legends that you told us are inspiring you. Are there any modern? Who's today that's inspiring you as the artist? Who's really are you listening to? Who's in your iPod? Who's in
I mean, to be honest, not to sound like a hater, but I try not to turn on the radio too often, just because it might depress me as to the state of music.
Wow.
But no, I mean, there are definitely artists today, people like Kanye, obviously, these tremendous artists. There's a certain number of new artists like Blue from Blue in Exile. There's a kid named Rex, who I really like a lot. And, there's this crop of young MCs that are popping up.
Up and coming,
up and coming artists that it was dead for a minute. I think it's starting to come back now, so I definitely am inspired by that.
So you're on tour. What other people have you been working with? Projects have you been working? I heard Game Rebellion.
Yes, the Game Rebellion was a project we did, a couple years ago. Crazy punk rock hip hop group from Brooklyn. And that joint actually was all Rick Rubin covers that they did. But more recently, I did a project with Q-Tip. I've become known for these best of mixtapes, working with artists like Big Daddy Kane, Mary J. Blige, The Roots, and really crafting a kind of story, interviewing them, remixing stuff, and making an album, I guess, out of all this stuff. So I did a project like that with Q-Tip in February. It actually has gotten about 600,000 downloads. So that has sort of put me on the online map in a new way. Yeah, and the K9 is the follow-up to that.
Okay. What got you into, like, how old were you when you started DJing?
I mean, to be honest, I was a hip hop head from the time I was about 6 years old. When I saw Beat Street, really inspired me. And I never thought about DJing as a profession. I just loved hip hop. And it was later on in my life that I started just taking my CD collection and playing them at parties that I started thinking about, hey, you know, I could do this. And then when I moved to New York in '97, a guy by the name of DJ Scribble, who was then on MTV, took me actually to get my first set of 1200s, and really that kicked everything into gear.
Okay. Okay. I mean, is there anything else you wanna talk about? Any worldwide tours? Traveling to Australia?
I mean, you know, definitely, you know, the mixtapes have become really a great platform for me to showcase what I do. But, you know, I also use that to showcase my production. You know, on the mixtapes, I produce a lot of original beats. And then now I'm doing this DJ Hero right here, which is the follow-up to Guitar Hero, which is obviously a smash, you know, video game. And I produced 2 remixes for DJ Hero, which is coming out, and also actually produced the score to the Tony Hawk video game for Activision last year. So doing a little bit of that. You know, I actually produced tracks for a couple movie trailers, American Gangster, and Street Kings that came out last year, and trying to get into more of that. You know, the mixtape is a hard way to survive as a DJ. So you have to be versatile, and whether it's going on tour or producing, and that's, you know, hopefully leading towards a J Period album. So look out for that.
Okay. I saw a couple pictures of DJ Hero. Have you actually seen the actual interface?
Yeah, I've played the actual interface.
Can you give like the people out there like a little preview of it?
Well, I mean, I'll put it to you like this: for all the kids that, you know, felt like they could become rock stars just by playing, you know, Guitar Hero, all the little DJ wannabe heads are going to love this, because it actually feels like a turntable. There's a crossfader, you know, the whole thing. And the experience of it is really cool. And plus, you have a lot of great DJs that have created the remixes for the game. You know, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff, Shadow, AM, rest in peace, of course, and myself and a couple others. So it should be a power-packed experience.
I was saying, you know, we got you, like you said, Australia, Africa, Canada. Where can we find you here? How can we find you, even if it's the internet?
Definitely jperiod.com, always just jperiod.com. You know, I have a lot of stuff I put up there for free download, you know, mixtapes that came out a couple years ago that I'm just like, okay, it's time to let them go. So always, you know, tune in there, and you can always find the latest and the greatest.
All right, cool.
Wait, hold on. Before we go, you were talking about a production you were working on. Can you let the fans know about that? I mean, because I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, you got, of course, the movie trailer production, but the type of production you're talking about is something, you know, DJs and I mean normal music producers don't really get into. Can you talk about that?
Well, I mean, one of the things to me that was always important is to just, you know, build relationships with artists, and I've been very fortunate to not have to go through the system of clearances to develop relationships with artists, whether it's Black Thought or Q-Tip or Alicia Keys or Mary J. And so, you know, my hope all along has been that I'd be able to then take that and showcase my talents in a legitimate album. So, you know, right now we're working towards that in a few different ways, and my main goal really is to sort of crack that conventional wisdom that says that you can't make a mixtape and put it out legitimately. Because if I can get 600,000 eyes on something, and the labels are only selling 100,000 units, then that says something. So ultimately, that's the goal. Right.
Ain't even selling that.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything you like to leave the fans with? Words of motivation, words of wisdom? I mean,
really, you know, I would say to any hip hop heads, or, you know, really anybody that wants to get into this, you know, follow your own path. Pretty much, for me, that's been what sustained me. And I think if you try to follow what someone else is doing, you're going to wake up one morning and find that you hate what you do. So if you really want to do this, you know, you got to do your own thing and stick to it. And that's what I would say.
Okay. You got Vince P, Monique,
J Period.
J Period. Show him the shirt one more time.
DJ Hero. Oh, and the chain.
Is that a clock?
No, that's a turntable.
No, I mean, but it's like a miniature.
It's a turntable and a clock, exactly.
But with a little personal flair to it.
There's actually only one other of these that exists, and it is owned by Kool Herc, the godfather of hip hop.
Really?
So,
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, what are the names of the songs on DJ Hero?
The songs that I did, actually, I remixed Gangstar Just to Get a Rep and Mobb Deep Shook Ones, which is bananas.
Make sure you check those two out.
Yeah, and Q-Tip, Good Thing, and Billy Squire, Big Beat is the other one.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
That's what it is.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Enjoy some sleep. Traveling across all these time zones.
Yeah, you gotta stay on my hustle if I want to do this. So,
you can take a quick nap.
peace to Urban Magazine. I'm out.